Myrtis, Jefferson. I've lived in Denver since 1948.
Okay.
I came here right out of high school. And I've been here ever since. Can't leave. When I came here, I had a true culture shock because I had never had to live like I had to live here in Denver.
Just the struggle?
The struggle.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you move from?
Louisiana.
Okay.
Mansfield, Louisiana.
And so you came with your parents or after?
No, I
after
came
high
out
school?
here with my sister, and I babysit for her, and I came out here really, and it's a story that I don't like to tell. I came out here because my parents didn't want me to be home because I had got pregnant, so I left, but it was really hard out here. I didn't know really how to be an adult.
So that was 1948.
Mm-hmm.
And then you moved here in 1962.
Mm-hmm.
What have you enjoyed most about living in Park Hill?
Well, before I came here, the kids didn't have the freedom of a yard and the ability to, to just be out, you know what I mean?
And how many kids did you have?
I have 4 kids.
4 kids. And how many grandkids?
I have 10 grandkids. And
Now, do you have any great-grandkids?
17 great-grands.
And
4 great-great-grands.
you have 4 great-great-grands. Wow. When you moved here, you were one of the first black families in this block.
In this block.
And the whites just took off. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it was really funny. Now, I didn't realize it, but then the kids were having a lot of trouble with the whites. They were having trouble with them when they walked to school and stuff like that. And but I didn't realize it. I mean, I just thought they were, giving you a tale they didn't want to go to school that day.
Sure.
Because I didn't have that type of a system when I grew up. Because I grew up in a all black neighborhood.
Okay, all right.
So you didn't have nobody bothering you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And stuff. So I didn't realize that. I thought when we came to the north from the south that things were equal, but I found out that this was the most prejudiced area that you could have moved to. Not coming from a mixed group, you know what I mean?
Right. And
then have to come and try to blend in with a mixed group. It was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that life.
I do want to hear that.
No, you don't.
I mean that's for myself, not having to face that kind of thing. That helps me get a better perspective. It helps me understand where you're coming from, and I think it's very important for folks like me, for white folks, young white folks that live
I
back through
remember the first sermon that I went to that you preached. You talked about how privileged you guys were over, other races.
Sure.
And when I look back over my life, I can see where all the blocks that was there, that you didn't have sense enough to know that they were blocks for you.
Sure.
I remember the last job I got, I knew the girl that was when I needed this job, and I had gone to her and she had told me to come out and put in an application, and she hired me right there and down in the basement. She said, "You're hired, Myrtis. Go upstairs, put in an application because you have to formally put in an application." When I went up there and asked for an application for respiratory, they said, "We don't have any openings." And that's how life is. And I said, I've already been hired. You know what I mean? And they said, "Well, by who?" And I told them, and they said, "Oh, okay." And they gave it to me, and I got the job. But if I had just walked in there without going through this girl that I knew, you know what I mean, I wouldn't have got that job.
So, 1962, 2018. That's quite a span of years here in the neighborhood. What are some ways that you've seen it change over the years? Maybe good changes, or maybe changes that aren't so good?
I've seen it go from being a very nice neighborhood where everything was, yards and stuff was kept up and people had a lot of pride in where they lived, until it just went downhill again. And then I see it coming back though. People seem to be taking more interest in their places and getting things back in order and stuff. I don't like the fact that we have crack houses, and that I just cringe at, because even though they say it's not detrimental to you, I think crack is, weed and stuff is bad on your health.
Sure.
And I think it's something that we shouldn't have so readily available to our young people. And old people too.
So looking at the neighborhood, when you moved here, you had all white neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it turned, just looking at demographic studies over the years, it turned predominantly black in the neighborhood. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And now it seems like it's starting to change again.
It's getting more mixed again, you know what I mean? We have, and the people that are coming in seem to be more open, you know what I mean? They're not so racist, and it seems to be okay, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like the first group that was here.
Right. Okay.
People have changed.
Sure. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat, and it's helpful for even as we go through February and it's Black History Month, and hearing your story and knowing where you've come from and some of the struggles that you faced, and I think it allows us to make some changes and to be aware. 'Cause for a lot of folks, they don't know. Like they haven't faced what you faced, and the system isn't against them. And so for you to be brave enough to share what you shared, I really appreciate that.